Are you inviting me to overthink something? Bring it on. Okay. So this person is playing devil's advocate from a video where I talked about having standards and not allowing people access to you that trigger your nervous system in the wrong direction. And sometimes that can take, a couple weeks or a couple months of dating someone to suss that out. But for some reason in there, whenever I talk about having high standards or having standards in general, there tends to be conversations like this. So let's entertain it. And he says, there is no man or woman who is a 9 out of 10. There are always something we don't want. And I think he even mentioned something along the lines of let's not scare people into not going out there at all if they can't get perfection, which is a 10 out of 10, much less a 9 out of 10. First of all, why are we rating people? What is this 1 through 10? And it's all vague and ambiguous and made up anyways. So why not make up the fact that this is really saying, and I'm not saying about you specifically, Modern Rock, but when we put people on this scale, this made up number scale, and we think that that should apply to everybody, it really comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from the place that you don't think that you're a 9 or 10, therefore it doesn't exist. Because when you operate from a place of high self-worth, you already know that you're a fucking 10. You don't question it. You just are. Because here's the thing. If I think that I'm a 7, whatever, out of a scale of 10, that means that I perceive out there that there are qualities and traits that are more valuable than what I maintain or possess. Therefore, I'm coming from a place of lack and think I can't get a 10 or if I got a 10, they'd be up on a pedestal, or I can't get a 10 because I don't have these qualities or traits. It's more a reflection of you and your own insecurities than it is about some made up number scale. So here's what I work with clients on a lot is we actually build out a list of what they think makes for an amazing partner, the ideal type of partner that they think that they would love. We go through what actually love is versus attachment. And then we look at that list, and the spoiler alert is we look at that list and we look at, now, are you all of these qualities? Do you possess all of these qualities? No? What don't you possess? Or what could you strengthen? Or what is not quite a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10? And that is your healing work to do, is to work on those traits and qualities that make you a 10 out of 10 based on your own made up scale, right? Because if you don't perceive that you're a 10 out of 10, you are seeking dating from a place of scarcity and lack, that somebody has to make up for qualities and traits that you don't possess, or you don't think you're worthy and deserving of somebody who has those qualities and traits that you desire because you don't possess them. I know it's a lot of circular thinking there. But essentially, when it comes to standards for me, having self-identified as high standards, because I know the cost of settling, I did it for 13 years, I'm not doing it again, is that there is not a standard that I look for in somebody else that I don't already meet. Okay, so when I list out all the things that I want in a partner, I'm listing myself, right? And that doesn't mean I need somebody who's perfectly aligned with me. And that doesn't mean that I need somebody who's perfect. And what is perfect anyways? I need somebody who can reciprocate what I'm already able to give, that I already have it within me to give, that I am a 10 of my own version and branding and methodology. And I'm looking for a 10 that carries those qualities and traits as well. Okay, that can be made up for whoever. But if you don't think that you're a 10 as it is, sticking with these silly numbers, then that's your work to do. The areas in which you don't think you're a 10 out of 10 in your life, that's the areas to go focus on and go work on and to grow and to evolve into whatever you want to make up is a 10 out of 10. So if we have these numbering systems and you believe that somebody is way out of your league or a way higher number than you, then you have an area of opportunity to grow and evolve. Okay? Because somebody else probably thinks that you're a 10 out of 10. But if you don't believe you're a 10 out of a 10, you're not going to accept somebody who thinks that you're a 10 out of a 10 because you won't believe them, because you will attract what you believe. You will find evidence to match your beliefs. So check your beliefs on what made up number you think you are and what you're making that mean about you. Don't go projecting your shit onto me, because I am a 10 in my own world. And I don't really care if you think I'm a 10 or not. If you don't think I'm a 10, then you're probably not compatible with me. And I'm okay with that. Go find your 10 or go become that 10. Stay out of my comment section. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Modern Rock. We got a connection. But all that to say is that if you do not think that you're a 10 out of 10, then that is a beautiful invitation for you to go do some healing work so that you can be in partnership and relationships fully and authentically yourself. And you also find that you settle a lot less when you know what you're capable of giving. And I actually get clients all the time, especially women, but men too, who say, does this exist? Like, does that type of man exist? Does that type of woman exist? Does that type of man exist? Do you exist? Are you the type of partner that you would want to attract? If not, then go be that partner. Go become that partner, right? I know the type of partner I want exists because I'm all the evidence I need that there's somebody out there who can have exceptional communication skills. Why? Because I have exceptional communication skills. I know there's people out there who can be loyal and not even question it, not even think about stepping out on somebody they've committed to. Why? Because that's me. I do that. I have zero interest in cheating on anyone. If I value integrity, right? So I do what I say I'm going to do. And when I slip up on that, I own that shit. And I recognize that there was a fault there, and I take accountability for my actions. Therefore, I have an expectation or a standard that somebody else would do that too. Why? Because I'm only looking for people who can reciprocate what I'm willing to give. So these high standards is something I hold myself to first, and I won't settle for less. Where do you fall on the standards? In fact, where do you self-identify on this made-up 1 to 10 rating? Why are we numbering people? Everybody wants a label. Everybody wants a label. You get a label. You're a 7, you're a 5, you're a 6, you're a 10, you're a 12. Why don't you just be you and believe that you're worthy and deserving of amazing partnership and amazing love? And if you don't believe that about yourself, that's the work that we can do together. So if you're interested, talk to me in the DMs, hit me up, we'll chat. And hey, my name's Tara, and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army of only 10s. Only 10s can be in the self-aware army. So if you want to be in the self-aware army, just say you're a 10, and voila, you're a 10. How easy is that? Amazing. I know. The bill's in the mail. All right, have a good one.